Welcome back, everybody, to another video series here on the official Flesh and Blood YouTube channel. This time we're bringing you some gameplay about Skirmish Season 8, which is upcoming November 18th through December 10th. And this is a blast of a season because it's a mix of sealed deck with bright lights and then, of course, Blitz constructed. So we've got quite the exciting matchup today, a bit of spice with Datadol versus the good old-fashioned Ira. I'm Sant, and I'm joined by Naive to help me pull off the video. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing well. Thanks for having me here, Sant. I'm Naive. Good to see you all. I'm super excited for this Skirmish season. I am a Blitz enjoyer. I love Blitz and really short games. Just love the Blitz format. So I'm really excited to show off Ira, Crimson Haze, who was my original hero in Blitz and the way that I got into the game. And I hope Ira can bring joy to a lot of folks playing this game like it has for me.
Sweet. Well, speaking of joy, I hope I don't get trounced too hard, because let me tell you, Datadol still is stuck at this 3 intellect, but there's actually a lot of cool pieces that came out in Bright Lights to maybe make this matchup a bit more even. So with that, let's actually check out some of the spice in the decks.
Cool. So today we're going to be playing Ira Crimson Haze. This is the first ever hero that the average Flesh and Blood player, or any Flesh and Blood player, is really introduced to through the Ira starter deck. It's a really, full-fledged product. There was an update to the Ira starter deck in the new Round the Table set that was released. Ira is now a fully functioning Blitz deck, and there are some new tools in there that I want to show off. But firstly, what makes Ira really cool, really you can ignore most of everything. It's really Massive Momentum in these two cards, sometimes this. So what Massive Momentum says is on your third attack to hit, if it's an attack action card, you'll draw a card. That really fuels the Ira and most of the Ninja engines. So with Ira, very efficiently, you can pitch a blue card to attack with a Kodachi, either a Kodachi or a Zephyr Needle, and another attack. And that puts your opponent in a scenario where they will have to either block out or let you potentially draw a card and refill your hand. This play pattern is very powerful and has been what makes Ira such a terror in Blitz. In regards to the cards that are impactful, this is a fairly defensive Ira deck, and so Flick Flack is one of the most efficient cards in the game. Flick Flack says when you block with it as a defense reaction, the next combo card you block with, such as Mauling Chi, will block for additional 2. And so all in total, for one card, Flick Flack Red can block up to 6 damage.
Crazy.
In addition, the 2 cards that are new in this set, in addition to the 3 cards that are new are Bittering Thorns, Mauling Chi, and Pouncing Paws. But I'm a very defensive player, so I enjoy Mauling Chi because it gives the buff from Flick Flack. But also, there's a cool interaction that you can do with Pouncing Paws, where Pouncing Paws is a card that gives you 1 block for free, but you can break it as an instant, create a Tiger in your banish zone, attack with it, giving a +1 buff with Ira's ability, and then attack with Mauling Chi for 5 on hit +1. So that's a really cool once per game interaction where you can cheat out a damage just for free, essentially, giving your boots up to 2 points of value, up from the 1 value that we've seen on the boots in prior games. The last card I want to share is Sigil of Solace. This is my favorite card in any Ninja deck, because oftentimes when you attack with Kodachi, and another card, if your opponent lets it hit, they think you won't have the ability to do anything else. If you have a Sigil lying in your arsenal or in hand, you can just play it and get value. The reason Sigil is so good, it's almost like you're blocking in the past, because you gain 3 life. It's such a good card. It's my favorite card in the deck.
Well, it's pretty good when you open it turn 0 as well, so hopefully that doesn't happen. It's when you start at like 26 in Blitz, it's absolutely terrifying. And I'll have a lot of uphill battles to fight coming with Datadol into the Ira matchup here, because this is a hero that, even with some of the support in Bright Lights, is still stuck at this 3 intellect. But speaking of all the free value that Ira's gaining, Datadol is really trying to ramp through a lot of free item generation, because every time, what she reads here, whenever Mechanologist item with cost 2 or less is put into your banish zone from your deck, put it into the arena. And that's really key because a lot of the Mechanologist attack action suite is boosting, right? Boosting is going to, as an additional cost, banish the top card of your deck. If it's an item, now you're getting free value with Datadol to put it in play, as well as the Teklo Foundry Heart, allowing you to just gain free resources and potentially free item advantage from this ability as well. So these were great kind of foundational boost cards that you wanted to add to the deck, as well as an extra way to ramp more boosts, because now you're looking at a card like Twin Drive plus the Teklo Foundry Heart to potentially get, from a 2-card play, basically, a blue and Twin Drive, up to 4 banishes, which could be 4 items if you're incredibly lucky. And there are better items these days as well. Some really exciting ones in Boom Grenade and Hadron Collider that help push the offensive capabilities of Datadol, where if I'm boosting away a Hadron or a Boom, I'm now, even though I'm at 3 intellect, and putting so much damage directly in play that I can really still pump out efficient rates even though I don't have this additional base card in hand. And that also goes with some of the defensive suite that was added in Bright Lights with Dissolving Shield and Mini Force Field. If I'm banishing these, now I'm getting additional block value on the field, which supplements the fact that I can't really afford to block down with an additional card because of that 3 base intellect. There are some other cool packages that were added to the deck here, like Adaptive Plating. If there's ever an item that's sticking around with no additional effect that would just break on my turn anyway, Adaptive Plating just lets me get more block out of my armor suite, which is great because, like we've said, with lower intellect, I don't get to block with an extra card from hand. So you really need to be careful with how you trade life, because Datadol can't afford to block much. So this helps a ton there. And then also to help combat fatigue, since I'm boosting so much, Tekloharding so much, I can bring in the pistol package, essentially, to help fight back when my deck is getting really low, to just pump so much value out of my weapon. So hopefully we can put all this together into a pretty cohesive deck, but Ira also has a lot of beautiful synergies like Naib was talking through. So I think we're in for a pretty exciting game at the minimum. Naib, you ready?
For sure, this has been a super fun game. I always love playing against Datadol, and I always joke, I wonder how many games rule violations Datadol racked up for LSS to give her permanent intellect penalty.
True, true. Well, best of luck, my friend. Let's get into it. All right, high roll?
I roll.
All right.
Looks like you've won.
Tell me you beat this. Tell me you beat this. I will go first with that solid 12.
Fantastic.
All right, Naib, I'm presenting a 40-card deck with 5 equipment in play, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52 cards total.
Perfect. I'm presenting a 40-card deck with 4 equipment and 2 weapons. So that brings me to a total of 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52.
Looks good.
Mass Momentum, Fatalist Spring Tunic, Pouncing Pods, and Tiger Step Shuko, and I have Harmonized Kodachi and a Zephyr Needle.
Sweet.
You're starting up, so
yep.
I will go ahead and draw up to my 4 intellects.
All right, what I really want to see in this first hand with 3 intellect is just a way to ramp into some boosts so I can get items in play. Mm-hmm. And actually, this hand will probably do it. This hand will really, really do it for me. So I'm going to start with a dive through data. So this is going to be 4. I will go ahead and boost. Hit a yellow boom grenade here. I'm not going to crank this one. So we'll just let this sit. If the boom grenade connects, I'm now threatening next to 3 damage this turn.
4 boost. Sounds good. I'll go ahead and block with a Fluster Fist.
Yep.
I'll move to reactions.
Go for it.
I'll react with a Blue Flick Clack. My next combo card that I block with will gain +2 defense.
Okay, sounds good. We'll just keep digging for items. I'm going to close the chain to Teklo Foundry Heart here. So we've got 2 Banishes, a Sprockets, and a Dissipation. Dissipation's going to come in with 4 counters. I'll go up to 3 resources, which I can't really use, I'm going to keep this in Arsenal just to make sure that I have a boost card next turn. Well, giving you info here, but that's fine. Put a counter on Pistol, and then say pass.
Cool. Sounds good. That's a really good, strong opening turn. I'll draw it.
It's what Datadol needs to play this game, my friend.
I will Tunic to 1.
Okay.
Bittering Thorns for 4.
Oh, I see. Switching it up on me. We got a judge in the room? This is hopefully a pretty easy block for me, unless you have Razor, but I'm going to say no blocks. Cool.
Taking 4. Taking 0.
Well, as an instant in reactions, I'll go ahead crack Dissipation to prevent the 4.
Cool. I'll attack with Zephyr Needle for 3.
Yeah.
Some Iron's ability.
Well, there's nothing in my deck that can actually break the Zephyrs, so it's just 3 vanilla. I will take it. 1, 2, 3.
And I'll attack with Harmonized Kodachi for 1.
I'll also take this one. 16.
And I'll attack with Sonic Gale for 5 on hit trigger pass.
Okay. I really like how this is looking for me. Critically, this is actually dead right now, so I can't use Galvanize on it. I'm going to go ahead and block 4/5. Sounds good. Alright, I really like how that turn played out for me. Wasn't punished for drawing like an item hand or anything. Start of mine, I remove the counter on the boom here. My last turn to use it offensively. And we're going to kick things off strong with a... Yes. with a twin drive. I will elect to double boost on this and hope to get pretty lucky. So 2 boosts incoming. We've got a miss and a blue boom. So the blue boom's going to come in. This one, I feel like if I crank this one, let's see. My turn would play out with this. I'm going to go up on resources because of the Foundry Heart. So I think I might as well gain the action point on this. I will crank it. So critically, I now have 2 action points. Not from double boost, but from this boost and this crank.
Cool. So you're cranking since you got this card for free. You cranked it and you gain an action.
Yes, yes.
Fantastic. I'll go ahead and block with Pouncing Paws. Move to your actions.
Go for it.
Cool. I will react with the red flip block. My next combo card will gain +2 block.
Sounds good. With that, I'm going to then Teklo Foundry Heart, breaking the chain. Let's go ahead and... Oh, microprocessor.
That's really good.
Teklo Pounder. So I go up to 2 resources. These both come in play. So now we've actually got complicated things going on. Teklo Pounder is going to come in with 3. Microprocessor has a new once per turn action for me. Critically, the first time I use it, I will also gain an action point back. So I get to just basically take that action for free now. I went up to 2 resources. I have my 2 action points for this. This is my arsenal. I don't think I really need to play it out unless I want to push for boom grenades here. Let's see what I can do. Microprocessor, once per turn action, opt 1. Pretty decent. Draw a card, then put a card from your hand on top of deck. Not better than opt in this case. Banish the top card of your deck. I think the opt 1 serves me the best right here, so I'm going to go ahead and use that first ability. Go ahead and opt. We're going to keep that on top. I gain an action point back since it's the first time I used it.
Yep.
And then I'll play Sprocket Rocket. So Sprocket, I'm going to boost. It's a red boom.
Yep.
This one I will not crank. Let's scoot all this over. So a couple things happen. Sprocket Rocket is going to come in for 4, not only because of this. It's also going to tick down the Teklo Pounder and go up to 6 here. 6 threatening 3 boom grenades.
So it's coming for 6 with 3 boom grenades.
Pretty good.
I'm going to go ahead and block for 7 in that case. This is +2 on the Fine Center from the Flip Black and 2 on Racer Reflex.
Sounds good. I've got no reactions, but I still have the 2 action points. I'm going to go ahead, shoot Teklo Plasma Pistol once for 2. Not threatening the booms here, it's just 2 damage.
I'll say no blocks, take 2.
Okay, last action point, I'm going to reload, shoot for 2.
Cool. I'll say no blocks, take 2.
All right, and with that, I will pass turn. What a show from the Data Doll so far. I'm loving it.
Sounds good.
Loving it.
Let's go ahead and tuning up to 2. And like the peaceful ninja I am, I'm going to arsenal and pass.
I like it. Let's see if I can carry the momentum. These will break. Let me check my hand real quick. Okay, nothing I can do. These 2 will break. This one will lose a counter. Still quite the army of items, and I did not brick critically for once. So I'm likely only shooting 1 time this turn. I might want to save this in Arsenal then. Oh, actually, no, I've got Microprocessor out. I'm going to go ahead and use the second ability, draw a card, then put a card from your hand on top of my deck. So I'm going to draw this. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and top this guy.
Yep.
So this refreshes my action point since it's the first time I used it.
Yep.
I'm then going to play out the Hadron Collider and crank it.
Cool.
So this goes to 3 counters. Next time I boost, it will gain that much attack.
Yep.
Then I'm going to play Dumpster Dive. Dumpster Dive, I will boost it. So it hits the boom grenade.
Yep.
This boom grenade, I will not crank.
Yep.
So it comes in with the counter here. This will trigger. This will trigger, and this will trigger. So this goes to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
10.
And then on hit, we've got 2 red booms.
Very frightening. I will go ahead and say block for 9, 10, 11.
Sounds good. I got no reactions. I'm going to keep digging, though. Close the chain. And Teklo Foundry Heart. So we've got a Hadron and a sprocket. So I have the choice in the Hadron to go ahead and crank it just so I shoot twice with pistol, and I think I'm going to do it. You only have the one card left, so it's kind of like true damage if I hit. So I'm going to go ahead and crank this. That way I go up to 2 action points right now. And then with 2 resources, I will load and shoot the pistol once.
I'll take the 2.
And with the last one, I'll load and shoot the pistol one more time.
I'll take the 2.
And with that, pass turn.
Perfect. That's a very frightening board. I'm going to tunic up to 3.
Yeah.
I'll use the tunic counter to gain a resource. I'll use the resource to attack with Bittering Thorns for 4. On hit, my next attack will gain +1.
So it could be a way just to, because this came from Arsenal, right? It could just be a way for you to refresh Arsenal, put like a defense reaction there. It makes more sense to block me out next turn.
Exactly.
So I don't think I really care about this hit effect. Worst case for me is if you follow it up with like a snatch. That's pretty scary. Snatch would be 6. But I would then just like double adaptive. So I think I'm safe to say no blocks on this bittering.
Taking 4.
Take 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
And it is the worst case scenario. We're going to snatch for 6.
Okay.
+1 from Myra, +1 from
Yep. Okay, so I can still get around that because 1 boom is going to die anyway. So this one I should be safe to block 3 with at least. Do you get a card from hand out of me? Do I give you Crown and Teklo? I think I just give you the card. So I'm going to block like this. Adaptive's going to galvanize here, and then dumpster 3 from hand, so 6 total.
Perfect. We'll go ahead and close the combination. Okay. Pass next.
Start of my turn. This and this tick down. I'm going to lead off with microprocessor. I'm going to draw a card and then put 1 on top. Draw. Yeah, I guess I'm just going to put this back on top. Interesting. Refreshes my action points. I'll then come in with 0 to 60 boost. It's going to boost an induction chamber, which is going to come in. So this is dead. It's going to pump this by 2. This is dead. It's going to pump it by 2. And now we have the induction in play. So this comes in for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 total, threatening the red boom grenade.
Red boom grenade. You have 1 card in hand.
Yes.
We'll go ahead and block for 9.
Block for 9. I think I'm regretting the block last turn. I could have given armor to make this play better. That's okay. I'm going to just move to Arsenal. Say go.
That's a very spooky turn. I'm going to go ahead, take off my tunic to 1, and also Arsenal.
Okay.
Pass.
Start of mine, boom will break. I'm going to first play backup protocol and then go ahead and crank it.
Yep.
And then pay for its effects. So I'm going to go and get a red card, red attack action card, and add it to hand. I'm thinking I put this on top with microprocessor, seems pretty good. So because I have induction, I can actually sync resources. So I think I just want a 0. 0 to 60 is the strongest 0. Yep. I'll add 0 to 60 to hand. All right, I'm going to activate microprocessor to draw a card and then put a card on top. So I'll draw. Oof. I will put this on top though. So it refreshes my action points. Then I'm going to play 0 to 60, boost. It hits another microprocessor. So put this one in play. Coming in for 4, go again.
I'll go ahead and block for 2 here.
No boom grenades. You'll take 1. Wonder what I'm supposed to do. Okay, I'm going to close the chain. Go ahead and microprocessor again with the draw card and put a card. I'm going to draw this. Put this. Refreshes my action point. I'll then take the Foundry card. So I'll banish 2. It's an induction and a dissolving. So these are going to come into play. I go up to 2, deciding on crank here. So as of now, I have 1 action point. If I crank it, I would have 2. I have 2 resources for, I guess, 1, 2, 3, 4. I would pitch this to shoot everything. I think that's fine. Yeah, I am going to crank this.
Yep.
So it'll only have 2 counters, which means I have 2 action points right now. I'll go ahead, spend 1 of those action points, and a resource, shoot with Plasma Pistol for 2.
Pistol for 2. You have 1 action point remaining, 2 cards in hand. I'll go ahead and say no blocks.
Go ahead. Then I will spend a resource to load this chamber.
Yep.
I'll pitch here to load the gun,
Yep.
and I guess leave 1 floating, and then shoot you with the pistol again.
Pistol for 2. I'll go ahead and block that for 2.
Reaction, I'll go ahead, give it go again.
Yep.
And then load 1 more time. I guess that plan was a little botched. That's okay, you're at 9. I'll just shoot you another time for 2.
For 2 again. Here, I will say no blocks.
Okay, go ahead, take 2. I will Arsenal. Say go ahead.
So it's good. 2 Nick to 2.
I will draw 3. 1, 2, 3. Go ahead.
Harmonized production for 1.
Ooh, this hand. This hand can use Crown. That was kind of the point of why I put this in Arsenal. I will say no blocks on this. Take 1.
Suffer Needle for 3.
I will say no blocks.
Thank you.
1, 2, 3.
And then I'll attack with a Mauling Chi for 5 on hit, draw a card.
Okay, so it's 5. You aren't representing Razor because Tunic is not up and you have no floating. So this could eat 2. This could eat 2. And then this could eat 1, right? It's only 5? Yep. So we're going to do... I believe this will block 3. I'll go ahead and sink.
Sounds good.
All of a sudden I have 4 cards in hand. Isn't that crazy? And then remove 2 counters here to sub 5.
Sounds good. Perfect block. I'll move to end.
Okay. All right. I was really trying to find blues. I did not find blues. How can we make the turn work anyway? We can start off with a microprocessor, so I'll use this one to draw a card and then put a card on top.
Yep.
So I'll draw a card, put this on top.
Yep.
Refreshes my action point, so that's this one used. I'll then Sprocket Rocket and boost away the backup protocol, which will come into play. I don't believe I will crank that. I will not crank that.
Okay.
So this now just comes in for 4.
Cool.
Go again.
No on hits here, correct?
No on hits, no booms.
Cool. I'll say no blocks with reactions.
Go for it.
I'll flip black yellow. Take a 1.
Okay.
Take 1.
Take 1. I'm going to close the chain, use the other microprocessor for the same effects.
Yep.
Draw all the reds. I guess if that's my turn, I can play it a little bit more smart. A little bit more smart. Guarantee I draw this in the next hand. I like this. I'm gonna go ahead and top that. And then just play a zipper hit, no boost. Just 5.
So just 5. And you don't have any action points remaining. Perfect. In that case, I will perfect block 5.
Sounds good. I will move to Arsenal. Say go. Alright, I'll draw 1, 2, 3.
Cool. On my turn, I'll take up 2 Nick to 3. And we'll attack with Harmonized Kadashi for 1.
Alright, well, this is pretty large grip. I'm at 8 with no defensive items in play. I do have that, I guess. I can also pop Backup Protocol to grab a block card, which is interesting. Or it's just that. I mean, I'll say no blocks in this. Take one. Take one.
Is that for yellow for 3?
You blocked with a razor. It can't be double razor. Okay, you actually blocked with both razors. So I'll say no blocks on that. Take 1, 2, 3.
I will use my tunic resource, go up to 2, and I'll attack with a Command and Conquer for 6.
Command and Conquer for 6. Okay,
I'll close up your arsenal, and I'll hit draws with Mass.
Not the worst news I've heard all day. Yeah, I think I can get away with. I'll pay into Backup Protocol, crack it to get a red back. The red won't matter, but I'm going to flex by grabbing the most expensive card in the graveyard. I think it's a Twin Drive.
It's a Twin Drive.
Hell yeah. Okay. I'm going to add the Twin Drive and then block 6 with a 0 and a Twin Drive.
Perfect. I will boot arsenal.
Sounds good. All right. On my turn, I know I pitched yellow booms, or a yellow boom and a blue boom in here, and just a dissipation shield. I could be careful about what items are in play. Resolving's also on the bottom. Hadrons. So, yeah, there would be none there. Yeah, I'll crack the first one here to opt 1. I'll put that on the bottom. I'll crack the second one to opt 1. On the bottom. And then play Twin Drive. I really don't think I need to boost twice. I'm pretty sure my items are like here, and these are random. Yeah, I don't think I need to boost twice. But if I want to just like dig, I'll boost twice there. I would Teklo Foundry Heart. That would get these 4 cards gone. I do think 2 of those are booms, but they don't matter because they'd be on the weapon. So I need to just worry about induction chamber. I'm going to just boost once.
Yep.
Teklo Pounder. Okay, I forgot about that one. That's going to come into play with 3. It does not trigger on the Twin Drive.
So this is coming in
for 5. Go again.
5 go. Block your 3.
No reactions?
Take 2.
Take 2. I'll close the chain for Teklo Foundry Heart. Go up to 2 resources. Then go ahead and load 1 here, load 1 here, and just shoot the pistol for 2.
I'll say no blocks.
Okay, take 2. That's it.
I will.
Getting scared. You're at 2, but can I actually go over blocks, especially with how you're about to present lethal?
Probably
it is
not.
terrifying.
I will play 2.
Okay.
I'll attack with Kadashi for 1.
Yeah, I feel death. It's been a good game, but I feel death right now. What I was trying to dig to, I just drew. You see this, whoever's watching?
Yep.
I knew these were there. I guess if I change the double boost, then I'd draw the one extra card, but this is a yellow dissipation shield.
Yeah, this is the main weakness of the mechanologist class, because you have to play items you will eventually draw into a hand where it's very hard for you to block.
Take one.
Even a Kodachi. Take one. Zephyr Needle for 3. No research is floating.
Goodbye, microprocessor. I'm losing brain cells on this one. I'll block 3 with adaptive fighting.
Cool. And I'll play Lightning Strike, choosing cost 2 for 7.
And with the pitch deck, I knew that was there. I pitched these and I bottomed this with Crown. I was terrified of drawing it, but I do have. Oh, I pitched Zipper Hit, so this is the dissipation right after. So yeah, if I had boosted one more with the Twin Drive, I would have drawn this hand. I still die with this hand though, to be fair.
Right.
Or no, this would be in play. No! I think I could play this differently. Oh, but that was a good game, Naib. Good game. Good game. That is a loss for Data Doll. Oh, with a tight endgame, I didn't quite play correctly because I could have had this in play, and this could have been my hand. But could I actually win after that? I mean, your deck is like...
It's hard to tell. I have a Sigil of Solace, so my deck is very defensive, so I can present lethal with only Kodachi and Zephyr Needle. You'll eventually run out of blocks and die.
Yeah, I don't think I can win regardless, unfortunately, because the pistol plan is fine, but it doesn't go wider than your blocks, especially once you find the sigils, right?
Right, yeah.
Oh, well, that was still a really cool way of showing off the momentum that Data Doll can have.
Right,
That's
definitely better than the first 2 games.
That early game, we don't talk about this. The early game was an incredible, just overwhelming amount of items, but there's a limiting factor with this deck, different than Dash.io. I'm playing out those boom grenades, right? But my hand just like can't go super wide the way that a Dash.io can push the boom grenades. So I think those are more punishing in decks that just can't block as well. But Ira played really well into that where I can't just cheese a boom grenade through on only like a 2-wide turn. So I just lost a lot of damage that way, but I do think there was probably a block decision in the mid game where throwing one more attack might have changed how boom grenade landed or not. But it was a really good game. I think it showed off, I mean, the cranking ability of a lot of these items to just like fit in pistols where it otherwise doesn't work was really unique. So I had a lot of fun playing this. Hopefully you did on your end, and hopefully you all did watching as well. I think Data Doll is solid. She's got Living Legend points on the board. She's probably going to pick up a couple more this season, but is she the best deck? Only time will tell. I think she's really fun though. Absolutely implore you to play this if you're looking for a good time and do something really unique in the Mechanologist class still. It's incredible how differently they all play. This is not a Teklo, this is not a Dash.io, this is not a baseline dash. This is her own beast. This is really cool.
For sure. Data Doll showing all our viewers and all our fans really what you can do with permanent intellectual penalty.
There you go. There you go. Any last words, Naib?
No, I think you played phenomenally. Thanks for the game, Ethan. Always a pleasure to play games with you. Whether it's kitchen table or on the actual table or ephemeral table somewhere.
Sure.
It's always a blast. Thanks for having me.
Sure. What a pleasure.
Likewise.
See you guys in the next one.